Welcome back to the Grail Search. My name is Wrath, and with me are Danny and Darkot. What's up, guys?
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening?
Continuing our movie discussion, we're going to be talking about The Dark Knight Rises. Pretty sure everyone knows who Batman is. Dark Knight Rises is the third in a trilogy where basically there's a working class revolution happening, and Batman does everything in his billions of dollars of power and technology to stop it. Man, does this movie suck. What makes it suck, guys?
When this movie came out, my two favorite characters in those, Marvel and DC were Batman and Iron Man, right? Because I thought, oh, they're just normal people and they're just trying to do good, right? Never looking from like a different set of eyes to where they're actually part of the problem to begin with. And that's why talking about this movie is going to be interesting.
The perspective shift between when I first watched it and now, unbelievable. My mouth was open in outrage the entire time I was watching this movie.
Propaganda machine, man.
Only under capitalism could a character like Batman be seen as a hero.
Right. Gotham is the epitome of late stage capitalist city where the rich people are having all of these parties and charity events. And meanwhile, people are literally living in the sewers because there is no opportunity for everybody else. It's a perfect example of the capitalist system writ large.
So, the funny thing is, looking back, how his origin story started when his parents were murdered by like a thug, right? Okay. But you know what? I think you're going to be just fine with the billions of dollars you have to live your life and not have any kind of problems.
One of these characters is Robin, and Robin's origin story is that his parents died, and he's not much different from Batman, except the billions of dollars, the dynastic wealth inheritance. So Batman is what every cop would be if they had the money.
It's like, bro, you have all this money and you're just going to be the one guy just fixing it all just by punching and kicking. Dude, you can invest that money in the city and make it a better place for everybody, not even lift a finger.
He could end hunger in Gotham. At some point, his muscles are atrophied and he can't walk. But then there's some like gear that he can put on his legs, and it basically gives him the power to kick walls and break bricks.
Yeah, it's like a robotic leg thing.
You're telling me that technology exists and he's keeping it for kicking bricks versus helping people who can't walk regain mobility? That's fucking crazy.
Hey, Bruce, spend a fraction of your money to produce a bunch of your wall kicking knee braces and help literally hundreds of thousands of people improve their lives.
He doesn't even have to send the money, dude. All he has to send is the research and development for how we did it.
Yeah, just open source it.
Let's people 3D print and this shit, make some little solenoids and shit.
And you've already done more good for humanity than you've done as a lifetime. For Batman, the billionaire, for Bruce Wayne, the system is fine. It works the way it's supposed to work. We have the rich people who deserve to be rich. We have Bruce Wayne, who not only didn't earn his money, his parents didn't earn his money. His, however many generations back, built Wayne Enterprise. And Batman is just the recipient of that privilege. That's correct. But Robin, whose parents also died tragically, is just supposed to fall in line and do the right thing and become a police officer and support the system.
His power is inheritance.
He's like a weapons manufacturing company. Applied Sciences, where he gets all his Batman toys, that's like the military industrial complex.
He's sitting up there in his big mansion all the time in the world, and the only thing he could think of to helping the world is putting on a suit of armor and punching and kicking and beating people up. It's like people that are already in the ditches, of life and poverty. He's like, I know you're just trying to survive out here, but I'm gonna knock you down a couple pegs because this isn't the right way to live. And it's like, well, sure, I want to live good, but like, yo, you got all the money. I'm just trying to feed my family.
It's all about him. It's not about helping or what's good or what's moral.
Batman, how about you actually look at the sources of these problems and funnel your immense privileged wealth, your inherited wealth, into actually addressing the problems, and then also go to therapy and fix those issues that are your issues alone.
About his family's weapons empire, we can tell from context in the movie that Gotham exists in the United States. So those weapons manufactured by Wayne Enterprises are absolutely going to Israel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and who's paying for it? The people down on the bottom in the slums.
Batman has no moral confusion about his company supplying weapons to Israel. Batman has a problem with the person living on the street stealing bread for their family. That's who Batman has a problem with.
And when you have all these billionaires up in their high rises, drinking their champagne, looking down on society, thinking that they're helping, but really making backroom deals on this stuff, it's like, bro, what are we watching? And how did we and then look at us. We all go out to the movie theaters to pay to watch this propaganda, to make it think like, oh, this is the right way that society should work, is that we should have justice. Justice for who?
They love that there's poor people that they can look down on and help out with charity every once in a while. That's their whole thing. It allows them to feel good about themselves.
It opens with Bruce Wayne throwing this major party. The richest people in Gotham are all there. Bruce Wayne is secluded into his house because he's upset about the last movie. Catwoman, who Bruce just thinks is a maid at the time, goes in and steals a necklace from his safe. And the movie shows Batman shooting a bow and arrow, hitting a target right over Catwoman's shoulder. I watched that and my jaw dropped, and I was thinking, so Bruce Wayne came around the corner, saw Catwoman stealing from his safe, and thought to himself, how am I going to address the situation? Am I going to say, excuse me, what do you think you're doing? No, that's not going to scare her enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my bow and arrow and make this woman think that she's about to be killed. That mindset of this person is not worth anything. This is a criminal. This is a thief. He has no information about who she is or what she's going through or any of that. He's completely in his own world, and he doesn't care about anybody other than himself.
He wanted to teach her a lesson.
He wanted to teach her a lesson. That scene opens with Alfred confronting one of the head caterers and being like, why are your people using the main staircase?
Alfred might actually be the biggest piece of shit in this movie, worse than Batman, because this guy is working class. He exists to serve
Master Bruce.
Yeah, Master Bruce. He exists solely to wait hand and foot on this grown man. And they make him talk like Gotham, my lord, like that kind of stuff. Using the TH as an F, like less educated. I mean, he's essentially a Trump supporter. He's a simp for the oppressors that he's a slave to. So much so that he talks down to the other servants, right? Alfred is Samuel Jackson's character in Django Unchained.
Any disruption to the system puts Alfred's comfortable position at risk. This narrative plays out in every billionaire's home, probably, has a working class background. Maybe he went to school to do what he's doing. Maybe he was born into it. But what they do is they attach themselves to these centers of wealth and power and privilege. And by relation, they have a privileged position themselves. They don't want to upset the system in a way that threatens that cushy gig that they have.
Alfred is, alongside the cops, are the ultimate class traders.
The scene in the movie towards the end where you have the cops rushing towards the citizens and they clash in the middle. All these cops don't realize that they're really the same people on the other side, but they're just getting paid to do the job to take care of the problem, right? If they only knew or could flick that switch in their head, then we could have the entire city under one banner going against the people above.
Batman is going to save the day from the revolutionaries with his army of cops to protect the status quo against the literal street urchins who are trying to do something about their oppressors.
The whole theme of the movie is to say, listen, don't try to revolt, don't try to rise, because we're going to put you back in your spot and you're going to like it. You have no chance of winning, okay? So stay in your place, you little sheeple, and know your role in society, okay?
The movie is a warning against thinking in terms of empowering the people to disrupt the status quo, because empowering the people, which is generally speaking thinking in terms of leftism, is the trail that leads to anarchy and chaos and violence and the eventual destruction of the Western world as we know it. So if you start listening to people who are talking about leftism and who want to say the people deserve more, they deserve power, they deserve a say over their lives, that's a slippery slope. You do that, and all of a sudden, all of the criminals are being let out of maximum security prison and given rifles. You and your family are in danger until the billionaires and the police can come and save the day and reestablish the status quo
order's
and the
restored,
order.
right?
Right. So
Yeah.
don't even go there, because this is the best that we can do, the system that we have today.
Propaganda aspect of this movie is that they're feeding us those ideas subconsciously without us even realizing it. We're watching a superhero movie, go Batman, right? No, it's not like that. With the real story underneath that you're not getting, but you're getting subconsciously, is don't even try it, because you have no option, and we're going to put you in your place no matter the situation. That's what they're giving us.
Yes.
You know,
These movies are a psyop, literally. And if you think about the powers that be, right, the people that run this planet, they also run Hollywood. And they also want you to see this, because the message is that you can't do anything. And superheroes are fictional characters. Even if they were real, they're not human, or they have some sort of superpower. And what it does is it separates humanity from any potential they could possibly have, any heroism, any sense of self-preservation or sense of dignity and respect for themselves and what they are, the human race, the working class. That's all fictional. It isn't that fun to watch them on the big TV for entertainment.
Isn't it fun to watch this hypothetical situation of the status quo being upset and the current ruling elites come in and save the day and return everything to the way that it was before the movie started?
because the way that it was before the movie started is so freaking good, right? We got it so good right now, guys.
But at least everybody's afraid about a nuke going off in their city, and so they're going to stay in line a little bit longer.
When you have a population that is alienated from their own heroism like this, and they accept being subservient, passive recipients of whatever the powers that be want for them and society, you have a much easier to control population. A culture predicated on superheroes is an infantilized culture. You get people that are so ignorant of who they are and what they are that they're totally stripped of their power and their self-knowledge. And what happens is they project that onto leaders, onto presidents, right? To Trump supporters, Trump is Batman. He is a billionaire who's here to drain the swamp and save you from all the corruption that exists.
And that's depressing.
The only thing you could possibly hope to do to become a hero like Trump is to make a bunch of money. That would be the superpower of humanity, is to earn a bunch of money so you can be like Trump. Most Americans are striving to be billionaires, or they think that they're temporarily embarrassed billionaires. That's the lies they've been told. When you have a population that worships superheroes and presidents are literally cult-like, brain dead, so goddamn stupid. I was just watching a video of a Trump rally.
I believe Donald Trump was picked by God?
Absolutely.
There's nothing going on in there. They are just repeating what Fox News tells them.
Do you think Donald Trump was fighting the release of the Epstein files?
There's a bigger reason.
The bigger problem with that is any two of them could outvote an educated person. It's fucking crazy.
They vote against their own interests too. The things that we're advocating for here also go to that group and help working class people, the 99% of people that live in this country, and even more broadly, the world. They're voting actively against their own interest in order to allow these superheroes to maintain power and keep order in place.
All of this comes from Protestantism. All these stupid Trump voters, a lot of them are homeschooled Christian Protestants that believe the Bible literally. In Protestantism, there's this idea that you're saved for the next life So you're fine being the slaves of the billionaires here. Your reward is being taken care of in heaven by a patriarch. Someone's looking out for you. And so if you accept this worldview, you can't believe in other gods like Thor. That's not allowed. So the mythology becomes this pantheon of superheroes. That's not exclusive to Trump's cult. Everyone who are brainwashed by Christianity and capitalism. That's the whole thing with the Democratic Party, isn't it? It's just blue capitalism. It's still the same system where there's people at the top who don't do fucking shit. They reap the profits of the labor of the working class, who in this movie are literally living in sewage.
Everybody who's engaging with the democratic system are only thinking about themselves and what immediately benefits themselves in the present moment, opposed to imagining a long-term solution and pathway that will not only benefit themselves, will benefit everybody in a similar life situation as they are, and their children, and everybody underneath that. And the things that we need to address are things like not funding genocides and not bailing out corporations.
We need all of these people to realize the class they are in that allows society to exist are getting exploited by parasites. That's what they need to realize. And once they do, they can seize the profits that their labor generates. And we can live in a world where all of that money that would be spent on genocide going to things like healthcare, clothing, shelter, food for everyone.
We don't need the billionaire Batman to come and put the criminals back in their place, because there will be opportunity for an honest worker to work an honest day's wage and put a roof over his family's head. That's what we're talking about here.
We're in the largest debt that we've ever had, ever, and they're continuously printing out more money so we can buy bombs and blow up kids, right? So what the hell are we doing? They can't fix the mental health crisis that's happening because people can't afford jack shit, so they're stealing it and then they're ending up in jail. We got Batman coming after them. We got to look at the bigger problems, because the bigger problems can be solved, but you don't want to. You need to fund that little government machine that's building bombs, selling bombs, and blowing up people. Innocent people that had nothing to do with any of this. You're talking about nukes and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, how long has this guy been talking about nukes? Oh, they're days away from having it. Years and years. It's a bunch of bullshit, okay? It's about time that we stand and, like, as a population and rise with each other.
This is what makes Alfred such a piece of shit, because all this is going on and he's like, how's Gotham, my lord?
Do we want to spend some money to help some people, maybe? And Bruce is like, no, I got this. I'm going to go beat somebody up stealing a purse to buy bread to feed his family right now.
My theory is that Batman is literally an evil being, running around just having the time of his life, wearing a mask, flying a spaceship. In this movie, Batman has a fucking spaceship, wearing expensive high-tech gear, LARPing as someone who cares about justice, making a mockery of actual heroes and actual justice.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think he knows he is.
That's the game. He pretends not to know.
There was one scene where Bruce Wayne is dancing with Catwoman, and he's basically berating her about stealing his mom's necklace.
Is that how you justify stealing?
I take what I need from those who have more than enough. I don't stand on the shoulders of people with less.
As if the money that he has isn't stolen from the working class.
Exactly. This immense wealth that he has is like his by right. He owns it, period, end of discussion. How dare you even question that? Something that at the end of the conversation that Catwoman says.
You think all this can last? There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. You and your friends better batten down the hatches, because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
That message that he heard and he listened to just went in one ear and out the other. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's the order of things.
In that scene you're talking about, Catwoman says,
You don't get to judge me just because you were born in the master bedroom of Wayne.
Actually, I was born in the Regency, bro.
In that moment, Christian Bale is playing Patrick Bateman. That's American Psycho. It's the same character, same actor, so it's really easy to see.
Entirely dismissive of the worldview that she's coming from, and delusionally confident that he has the moral high ground in the situation. It never crosses his mind that anything else could be true.
You know when he's stalking Catwoman after he finds out who she is, he's stalking her, but he's doing it in a Lamborghini.
Right.
They better keep a low profile, and then he's got this $2 million supercar following behind her.
He's so delusional and out of touch that he thinks that that is normal.
So on the topic of Catwoman, she could have been the hero of this movie. Like, even more so than Bane, the way she sees the world is how we should all see the world. Up until the end of the movie,
Exactly.
she ended up with freaking Batman. She fell in love with Batman. And I'm like, bro, wait a minute. You just threw out the entirety of who you actually are because of $1.
That's another angle that the movie producers are taking to implant an idea in the viewer's mind of Catwoman is outside of the system. She's doing what she needs to do to survive. She's a potential revolutionary. She starts to see the beginning of real change taking place, and it scares her. In the end of the movie, where Catwoman is sitting with Bruce in Florence having coffee on vacation, shows that even if you are on the outskirts and the perimeter of society, if you get on board, you can achieve the American dream and take that trip to Florence. You may be playing with the ideas that are associated with leftism, and you need to get back in line. And if you do that, and you sacrifice yourself to the capitalist system, you may experience the American dream.
Yeah, these movies are,
You know,
Psyop.
when Batman was in the pit and he had to climb out, for once in his life, he's like an equal to the poorest of poor. This whole movie could have been a whole 180, right? Had
He joins
actually
up with
learned
Bane,
something
and
down
he's,
there.
we don't have to nuke the city. We can, what we can do is actually institute real change.
Bane? More like based. Dude, okay, you know what? You know,
That's horrible.
Bane using a Wall Street guy as a human shield shows that he is the moral character in this whole movie.
There are several scenes where Bane spits fire.
And do you accept this man's resignation? And do you accept the resignation of all of these liars? Of all the corrupt? We take Gotham from the corrupt! The rich! The oppressors of generations who have kept you down with myths of opportunity. And we give it back to you. The people. Gotham is yours. None shall interfere. Do as you please.
The producers in Hollywood are like, wait, we shouldn't just let him say that. He has to do something crazy and out of pocket immediately after. Like arming all of the prisoners with AK-47s on the way out of the prison. We have to tie that with something really bad. Otherwise, people are going to be like, this Bane guy, he knows what he's talking about.
Kind of awesome.
The savior of the lower class, bro.
Yeah. You know the scene where they take over the football game, the wide receiver or whatever, who's running the ball for a touchdown. And the entire stadium is collapsing behind him, but he doesn't notice because he's hauling ass and playing football. That is so America. Everything is fucked and crumbling down. Football guy,
Blinders.
score goal, yeah, sports.
But the spectacle must go on. It's the circus of bread and circus. It's the
Tunnel vision.
What else?
It was his moment.
Right.
The football
That
guy.
scene, there was the kid singing the national anthem and Bane and his crew climbing out of the gutter to initiate the bomb. I just want everybody to think about the manufactured gap between the innocent kid singing the national anthem and Bane, who's coming into the city with these leftist ideas. The sports game and the kid singing the national anthem and the football player running it in for a touchdown is America. And on the other side, you have chaos and anarchy and everything that everybody should be afraid of. And that's an intentional manufactured split that they create.
They painted
Yeah.
a picture for you to see, take in, feel, and then show you the devastation that comes along with his ideals.
You know what else makes this movie suck? Is that the bad guy gets away. Batman gets away. It's the most sinister thing, too, because everyone thinks that Batman sacrificed his own life for the city, but he didn't. And I can only think of Jesus from Christian mythology. The thing about Jesus is that he's supposed to be this savior character because he died for you. But the problem is he didn't stay dead. So it's not even a real sacrifice. The resurrection. If I'm going to give my shirt to someone and then take it back, then I didn't really sacrifice anything. Everyone thinks, oh, wow, what a great guy. He sacrificed his own life to save all of us. And then you see him in Florence. There was no actual sacrifice. He's living fine.
The charity of any of these gestures is always self-serving.
The lesson here is that the bad guys won. Evil's always going to win. You can't do anything about it. As based as Bane is, he fails. Don't even try. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I never realized how depressing this movie truly was.
That's the lesson of Chris Nolan's Dark Knight Rises, is I'm Batman, fuck you.
Crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Batman is the reason the world sucks, bro. Dude.
Fucking baby-eating pedophile pieces of shit. And Alfred is just as bad.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
When it really comes down to it, the working class is going to outmatch the billionaires every time, because the billionaires' power in relation to actually the working class who know the darkness of struggle is a no contest.
I was the most happy and excited during that scene.
Bruce is trying to draw from his struggle and his power as a billionaire to defeat the force of a motivated collective working class force who were born in darkness. They know the struggle. They live it every day. Somebody like Bruce Wayne can't even imagine the struggle of a person who's paycheck to paycheck trying to put food on the table for their family. And in that scene where Bane just casually beats the hell out of Batman is just a perfect representation of what happens when the working class stands together and says enough.
The more we talk about it, the more I dislike Batman. Like, the more evil he gets inside.
Batman as the representation of the billionaire Epstein class who use and abuse the working class, 99.9% of people, in service of their own agenda.
He's just a dick, dude. I don't like him anymore. So.
Well, you know, the Hollywood productions that put these on and put these in front of us, knowing damn well the psyop that it is.
Right, yeah, you don't think that they have like psychologists and sociologists on staff designing these movies intentionally, just like they have psychologists and sociologists design marketing campaigns for Coca-Cola? It's the same system.
You know what Bane would do right now if he were alive? He'd like and subscribe.
Definitely would like and subscribe.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Well, that's Batman, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Be like Bane, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.